And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're taking a look at 7 Card Samurai, which is a family game of strategy, deception, and fun. Actually, I'm really not sure what the deception is in this game. It's a game that's basically rummy-ish maybe, but with giant cards, and it has this kind of artsy-fartsy type look on both here and the cards. Let me show you. Each player is going to start with 10 rice tokens in front of them, and they're pretty nice. They're pretty much the exact same pieces that you would get in a nice or in a decent Go set. Then you're going to be drawing from this card deck, and I want to show you these cards. There's samurais of different colors here. Now here's where they really made a mistake, in my opinion. The cards are differentiated only by their color, and then they have this big red sun on them. And again, it's to give you that art feeling to them, but it's harder to tell them apart when sorting them from the top. If you sort from the bottom, it's fine, because you have the yellow, blue, and green there, and then the orange. But I do wonder if people who have color blindness would have a harder time telling them apart. That's what most of the deck is made up of these samurais. There's also bandits in the deck, and each of the bandits has different numbers at the bottom. So you can see here, for example, a bandit 3 and a bandit 5. Then there are ninjas in the deck, because any game like this should have ninjas. Then there's a shogun in the deck, and they're also very handy. And then finally, there is ronin in the deck. A ronin is basically a wild samurai, so he counts as any color samurai. The ninja, the bandits, and the shogun are used for different things, and in fact can be played as combos. The gameplay is very simple. Players are going to start with 5 cards in their hand, and on your turn, you will draw 2 cards and then play or discard 2 cards. So let's say, for example, on my turn I draw the top 2 cards. There will be 1 card here, and I'm allowed to draw that if it's a samurai. Which incidentally is an odd thing, because it's often drawn as if it's a samurai, but there's a lot of times there's a card there that's not a samurai, so whatever. So then you draw 2 cards, and I add those to my hand of cards that I have already, and then I'm going to play 2 cards, and usually I will try to play samurais in front of me that are the same color, because once I have enough cards in front of me and in my hand, I can basically lay them down. So what am I going for in this game? I'm trying to get 7 samurai of the same color. If I do that, I'm going to get 20 points. If I have 6 of one color and 1 of another, then I'm going to get 15. 5 and 2 is 12. 4 and 3 is 10. And if you use a ronin at all, if you have 1 ronin in front of you, remember they're wilds, then you score 7 points. Doesn't matter if you have 6 blues and a ronin, you still will only get 7 points. Once you have this, you will lay them down, say I have it. At that point, you will score for those cards, and everybody will also score 1 point for each rice token that they have. Now, rice tokens can be stolen from other people by playing a bandit card. If I play a bandit card on you with a bandit 5, I will steal 5 rice from you. And now, if you have 2 samurais in front of you, each samurai will protect the rice, so I would only be able to block 3 of them, while ronin are able to block more rice. But again, if you put out a ronin, there's a chance that you're going to get fewer points. You can play bandits together. I can play a 4 and a 5 here. Then I'm going to steal 9 of your rice, minus the number of samurai and ronin in front of you. Now, a ninja card is a little bit different. When you play a ninja, you're going to remove a card at random from a player's hand, or get rid of a face-up card in front of them. And those cards will go to the discard pile. If you play a ninja with a bandit, then the samurai can't defend. So I could play a ninja with a bandit here, and I steal 5 rice. It doesn't matter how many samurai you have blocking. There's nothing that you can do about that. And then finally, if you play a shogun, then you can take a card from player or discard pile and put it in your hand. And you can pair that up with a ninja to look at someone's hand and basically take 2 cards from their hand, or face-up cards, and then you put one of them into the discard pile and you keep the other. So they're pretty neat cards. And this, you will play for a certain number of rounds. You will mark the score on a score pad that's included with the game. And when you're done, you'll put the rice back in this bag that has a really small mouth and takes a really long time to get the rice in. It's really annoying. Other than that, everything fits neatly in the box, and it's just basically a card game like that. A card game like what, you're saying? Well, that's the thing. It just doesn't have a feel. It feels so underdeveloped, I guess would be the word. I'm all for rummy-style games where you're trying to collect cards and play them, and you're trying to save up and beat someone else out. But here, you could get the cards you need to run out of turn the second or third time it comes around. The special cards are great. The combinations are awesome. They include a little card that helps you remember what they all do, but you so very infrequently get the combos. If they showed up more often, that'd be neat. If there was more, I like that idea. The bandit idea is not a bad one either. So why not play them in front of you? You just start playing as many color of a Shogun in front of you as you can until you get enough. And if you think someone else is going to go out, you might as well go out at that point in time to get as many points as you can. And I don't know, it doesn't play well. Yeah, you're stealing rice, and the components are neat. The cards are giant, oversized. I mean, here's my hand and the card next to it. Pretty big cards. And the theme is neat. The artwork, like I said, looks, artistic. But the gameplay itself just feels lacking. It feels like you draw 2 cards and then do some stuff. And, playing a bandit, that's fun. And playing a ninja and a shogun, that's fun. But that seems to be such a small part of the game that, I don't know. I didn't like this one much at all. Sorry.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!
That's right. Shut it.
There.